back here on the show, and we've got Dianne Ojar-Ali. And Dianne, finally, the book is out.
No,
What?
this is my business card.
That's your
And
business.
Hugh, this
It looks
is
like a
for
book.
you. It is, but it's a
Thank you.
business card.
I know,
it's
but
the
I
best
wanted-
business card, Sandra.
Thank you.
I want to hold it up. That's the book, Mrs. Fraud and You. It's been a long time in the works, right?
That's
Dianne?
right.
This is amazing. I love, you know what that strikes me, we were talking about this earlier,
Yes.
is the size of the book.
Yes.
It's a perfect little size. You know what? It goes in my purse.
That
I
was
love
one,
that.
That was one of the reasons why I wanted it to be smaller. But we were looking at like about a 6x9. But if we went taller, we would have gone thinner.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to add more content.
Yes, yeah.
And I didn't want to add more content because when would you stop?
Yes, yes. I love the fact that it's small, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of content, so it does look like I could read this relatively quickly,
Yes.
which is what people want.
Absolutely.
Right?
You can read in less than 3 hours.
Wow.
And that's what I wanted.
Okay, Dianne. So let's talk about the book, Mrs. Fraud and You.
Yes. Do I not look like Mrs. Fraud today? I could be the most
Are you-
professional.
are
You,
Are
is
you
that you
Mrs.
on the
Fraud?
cover? Because I was trying to figure that out, actually.
What do you think?
You know, your hair's longer if it's you, but I'm trying to look at the eyebrows. The eyebrows don't look like
No,
you.
it's not me. But
Okay.
ironic, most people think it's me. And I know it's
that
very
tr-
striking.
No, this
Who
is-
is it? Who is it? Do you even know? Is
It's
it
a
No, it's just a-
fraudster. It's a fraudster.
It's just an image.
She's a
Right?
fraud. So it can't be you because you're not a fraud. So it can't be you.
But actually, my designer from online, from 99 Designs, he's from Indonesia.
Wow.
And about the last hour of the contest, he came up with this. It was amazing. When I saw it, I said, this is it. This is it.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the book, Mrs.
Yes.
Fraud and You. What does that title mean? What can people expect
Who's
in
Mrs.
this
Fraud?
fabulous
Who's not
new
Mrs.
book?
Fraud is what it is.
I'm not Mrs. Fraud.
You can be.
I can.
Mr. Fraud.
Yeah. well,
Okay, so then let's. Who is Mr. Who is not? Okay, what is that? What can you?
Well, what happened is, coming from the banking industry,
Okay.
my background is the banking industry. I took the calls, I spoke to people, but you could be behind the scenes, be Mrs. Fraud.
who can?
Anybody can. Think about
Are
it.
there tips in here how to be Mrs. Fraud?
No,
That's
it's about that.
another book. We had this conversation the last time, Hugh,
Did we?
many times.
I can't remember. This is why I keep telling the same jokes.
All the
Same
time.
jokes.
And we laughed just like we heard for the first time here.
Okay, so there's no tips. Can you reverse engineer the book though?
Okay, well, no, who is
Let's
Mrs.
talk.
Fraud? Can you educate me on that? What is that? What does it mean?
Well, what happened is most people think the fraudster is a male figure.
That's true.
However,
Yeah.
they forget about the females and the kids and the youths and the dogs and the monkeys, like the gypsies. It could be anyone.
Okay.
Anyone. But for the character of the book, I have to tell the story how they came up with the Mrs. Fraud, because this is where people are like, why is it Mrs. Fraud?
Yeah.
First it was Mr. Fraud, and when I Googled it to get the domain name, it was associated with a Bollywood movie that never released. So I didn't want to be associated. Then I thought, oh, Mrs. Fraud. And then I said, oh, a woman writing, why not Mrs.
yeah.
Fraud?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it came about. And everybody loves it. They call me Mrs. Fraud.
So
Everywhere I go.
So-
My husband is starting to as well now.
okay, so it says, will you be the victim or victor when she comes knocking?
It's your choice. Do you want to protect yourself? Do you want to be street smart? It's common sense.
Okay.
So a lot of people are very lack in the knowledge. They're not educated.
Okay.
Why? Because again, they choose to.
Okay.
So you could be the victim and not do anything about it, or choose to be the victor and do something about it.
And this is the victim or the victor in the face of some sort of fraudulent activity, or somebody's trying to rip you off. Is that accurate?
Yes, but also the fact that you should have some sort of type of protection. And there are services available, one of the services with a company I'm with, where you can actually protect yourself prior. So if something happens, you have someone to talk to. Because it is the #1 risk management company in the world who works with the government, the RCMPs, Saddam Hussein, Enron, and they're the company who work with us and protect us. So if something happens to me, I just go straight to them and they help me.
Now,
And
when
it's
you
a
say
cost.
something happens to you, like what?
I become a victim. Whether somebody do a true identity takeover, whether it be a mortgage fraud, whether it be compromise, I can ask any questions I want
Okay.
just to make sure. Put my credit bureau reports, There is a law now in Ontario that if you are a victim, you should be pulling your credit bureau report every 3 months and report. You can be held responsible for that. So a lot of people don't know these little things, and it's all in the book. There's little tips in the book as well. There's a questionnaire in the book as well. Read it.
It's interesting. I'm just
Yes.
trying to think about this because most people walk around.
Let's
And-
pull out your wallet now. Let's see what's in your wallet. I'm
a-
serious.
I'm afraid I don't have my wallet on me.
Bring your wallet. Just pull a wallet out.
I don't have it here though, Dianne. It's
Fa-
upstairs, but
For example, why is your wallet upstairs and you're downstairs? Let's talk about that. That's interesting.
well, here's what happened. I pulled a bit of a fraud myself. I had my wallet in my one jacket, and then last night when I went to the liquor store with a friend, I wore a different jacket, and I thought I had my wallet. But then when we got to the cash to pay for the booze, I said, "Oh, I've left my wallet in my other jacket."
So it's interesting that we're live and we're talking about you sitting here and your wallet is not here.
Perfect candidate
I
for
know.
I know
fraud.
exactly, and this is perfect. I mean, perfect. Please don't defraud him. I'll be responsible for that. But seriously, even in the new credit cards, if you look at the new credit cards, they have the RFID.
Yeah.
You know
Is
what
that the chip?
It's not the chip. It's the RFID
Okay.
symbol.
Okay.
That's electronic pickpocketing. And what that means is that you can have a wireless scanner hooked up to a laptop,
Yeah.
and you can scan the whole room. Say you're in a party. Let's say my book launch tomorrow. You can
Yeah.
scan the whole room.
That's good. Where do we get these scanners?
We'll talk about it.
See, I got to
next day.
reverse engineer the book.
What?
Okay.
It's called Mrs. Fraud
way-
and You, How to Protect Yourself.
That way-
Maybe
that
I
way-
should have put How to Protect Yourself against from Hugh is what I should
Yes, yes. You know, if you had that, then you could have these credit cards in every single jacket, and then it doesn't matter which jacket you took to the liquor store, you wouldn't have to worry.
Okay, wait. Deanne, I have a question though, because you're
I don't
talking
think
about.
this interview is going that well for Dianne right
No,
now.
no, I'm fine. I'm loving this. I'm loving this because it interests me how his mind works.
Have you ever been in a canoe?
Sorry? The
Have
canoe?
you ever been
Yeah.
in a canoe?
I had
And did you have your wallet with you?
I actually had a paddleboat that was stolen up at the trailer.
Oh my God! I hope you didn't have your wallet with you then.
No, it was over the winter. It wasn't.
They stole it over the winter?
Yeah, it was a friend's shed and they stole it. But it's
You know,
okay.
I could have bought a paddle boat last summer for $100. That's cheap for a paddle boat.
Yes, I know. I paid like $700. It was on sale.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow! Wow! That's a lot of money.
Okay.
It is a lot of money. It was on sale.
Well, see, that's more fraud, right?
It is.
More
the
fraud.
That's the thing about fraud. People believe there are different types of fraud. It's
Yeah.
pretty much taking something away from somebody without permission to gain.
Is it the same
Yeah.
thing as
Revenues.
theft then? Like if you put your cell phone down, somebody walks and takes your cell phone. Is that fraud or is that just theft?
That's theft is what they do with the information.
Oh,
It's the information.
It's the
Really, it's the
information.
information use, right?
Okay, so we're
I
talking.
was sitting with a news reporter. We were doing an interview for which will be in this Thursday newspaper, the Caribbean Camera. We did an
Okay.
interview on myself, and he actually had his citizenship, his social insurance number, the original one. He had everything in his wallet, and I'm thinking, you're such a hoarder. Why do you have all these things in here? Just have it.
George Costanza had the same problem.
And he got burned for it, right? Didn't he?
Well, he went to close his wallet and everything went all over the place.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's what it is. People are breaking into people's homes. Geotags. For geotag.
What's that? What is it?
Geotags.
What is that? Geotag?
Do you have a smartphone?
Yes.
Do you upload pictures
Yes.
from where you are?
No.
Yes.
Do you go online and they tell you exactly where you are?
I don't. I put no on
I
that.
don't do that.
That's geotags.
So geography, tagging you geographically.
Exactly. So what happens is that, well, the satellite is picking up the location. So people can actually monitor you and know if you're not home. And they can break it.
So
and
now,
people do that. too.
isn't this some? Now, government uses this a lot too.
The Illuminati.
Isn't this considered an invasion?
You love that word, don't you?
I like reptilian shape-shifting alienoids better.
Yeah, they don't need geotags to find out where you are.
But that's right. But yeah, I could see that happening, and that information gets into the wrong hands, and you
Yes.
can get into some serious trouble. What about this thing? I'm noticing now, like with your Gmail and Hotmail and all that stuff. Now they want your cell phone number.
Yeah, what is
it's
up
not
with that?
enough, and to me, that's a little disturbing. How do you feel about that?
My intake on anybody who needs additional information that don't need additional information should not. You should question it. Ask questions.
Yeah.
That also says in the book. To ask questions. If you're not comfortable, you know that gut feeling?
Yeah.
And I know you're into a lot of spiritual.
Yeah.
And of course, that's another journey I'm on as well. And if your gut feeling doesn't feel right, listen to it. Your unconscious mind is to protect you.
Yeah. Yes.
So if something's not right, why do you have to sign up? If you're not comfortable, there's no reason why. I don't have data on my cell phone. I get my emails, I get my texts. No, I don't have data because I don't want to look at the little screen. It drives me nuts. But
Well, yeah, but it seems with all this convergence of all this technology that the opportunity for fraud is greater than ever.
And that's what bothers. That's
for
what
good or
blows-
bad, it depends on how you use and how you look
Well,
at it.
and
too.
that's what blows me away, though. You would think that if they're smart enough to come up with the technology to create all this stuff, why aren't they smart enough to put stops in place so that it can't go into the wrong hands?
If you look at them, you see, the fraudsters or the hackers are way ahead of you. They're way ahead of the banks.
That's anonymous, actually. They're hackers, anonymous. I don't know if you heard about them, but they closed down a major credit card company.
Many major credit card companies. I remember when I was at bank, we would get, obviously we do not get it the same day because they have to confirm the information. And we would get a couple of days after, we be bombarded with calls because now we have to figure out exactly what we need to do. And it gets very chaotic, and that's the problem. People are too willing. There's a big fraud that's going on the P region side with the lotto winners, and they're talking to these older
Yeah.
seniors
What happened?
who say you win the lottery, but in order to claim your prize, you have to pay so much for insurance and taxes. There's this one lady over $100-something thousand. And when it didn't deliver, then she told a family member, and then they took it to the newspaper and so forth, the media. It's sad, but everybody is just like a sitting duck. We're all victims at some point. Which, by the way, actually, why I was getting dressed to come here, I had just like tomorrow you'll find out about it. I can't tell you, it's a secret. But one of people voting on my next book, which is about really stories and testimonials. So you'll see the titles tomorrow. So you're going to get to vote on it when you come to the book launch.
Okay, awesome. Looking
Had this
forward
aha
to it.
moment.
It's tomorrow, the book launch at Jack Astor's
That's
on
right.
Progress Avenue, right
That's right.
near the Scarborough Town Center.
580, that's correct.
580 Progress Avenue.
From 6 to 10.
And it's...
Now, Hugh said he's going to be there. This is on camera. So, you...
Well, I have it in my schedule, Dianne. So
Calendar.
I am, it's on my agenda to go out to Scarborough tomorrow and have fun
Yes.
Are you biking
at your book
And
launch.
book launch.
Are you
That's
going to
right.
bike there?
No,
Okay.
I'm going to take the TTC because the LRT goes right to
That's
the
correct.
place pretty much,
And
right?
that's one of the reasons why, just like, why did I pick this size of the book and so forth? If it's not convenient for me, it's not going to be convenient for others. And that's the way I look at things.
Yeah.
I wanted subway-wise because I didn't know what the weather was going to be like. Close to the 401.
Absolutely, just off the highway. So
That's correct.
plus if you live in Scarborough, you're already there.
It's close to me. But one of the things I wanted to mention too, Sandra, was the book symposium we're having on February 28th.
Oh, yes, yes.
Which I will be speaking, and if you look at the cover, I am actually on the cover as well, and I also have an article in this magazine, this issue, as well as the one in February. So if you look on page 7, you see the article there.
Oh, yeah. Transformational book story.
Yes, I was asked to talk about the journey, because what's happening is the editor of the magazine was saying to me, she seemed to be coming a lot of people who write a book, don't know what to do with the book, are stuck, and haven't completed. And we've gone through that roller coaster journey. So I wrote an article about Transformational book story, and it's
Wow.
there.
Wow.
And the symposium is going to be on February 28th, which I also will be speaking as well.
Well, who
about.
should go to that? What
Everybody.
kind of people?
Everybody who is
A book symposium. Anybody who is trying to get their book published?
anybody who has an interest, which ironically enough is everybody who has a dream to tell a story or don't know where to start. So for example, if you don't have a book, but you've thought maybe, you know what, it might be interesting. Oh, it's something I want to come out. There's something for everyone.
Okay, sounds
This is
good.
wonderful.
Yes.
Now,
Wow.
where can people get,
Mrs. Fraud
first of all,
and
more information about that event?
Yes.
Is there a website for that?
It's a Beautiful Life website at face value. Also, my website, there's a link to my website as well.
And what's
which
your
is
website?
mrsfraudandyou.com.
Okay.
MrsFraudandYou.com.
That's correct.
And people can attend if they're watching this now. They can see the book launch tomorrow, which is January 16th.
That's
At the
correct.
Jack Astor's. Okay, so what if they watch this on YouTube afterwards and they're interested in getting a copy of the book? What's the best
Oh,
way?
certainly. It's available at my website. It's in a few chapters location. It's still growing. We're looking into other locations as well. The book just came out last month, just before Christmas. So
Yeah.
the Christmas holidays, and a lot of people were sick.
And
Yes.
still are.
Still are.
And still
yeah.
are.
I hope you're not getting. I hope you're going to be very healthy
Yes, I am.
over
If
the
I have-
next few weeks
Yes.
and beyond.
and
Deanne.
beyond. That's right. It's going to be
The
such
entire
an
year.
amazing ride because we also what I've done, I've just completed my also with the American Board of New Linguistic Programming, and American Board of Hypnotherapy as well.
Well, you know what? Your next book should be combining the two.
Well,
Well, that would be very interesting.
if you read the article, which we relate, you would understand at the
Well,
bottom of
you
the
know-
article. There's and page 7 there's a bit of NLP in it too.
Well, you know what? I knew there was something going on from a spiritual angle when I saw the word transformational. It
Yes.
says the transformational book story. Okay, that word transformational
Yes.
is not usually
Yes.
used in words in things like identity theft. It's usually used in things like
Yes.
spirituality. So
Yes.
I knew there was something happening there.
Well, that article is not so much about Mrs. Fraud and you. It's really about the journey.
That is phenomenal. So you're,
Yeah.
that's great.
Because my company I'm launching too is called Empowerment Solutions 365, which is to bring out the greatness and excellence in others. That's what it is. So everything is tying in together. Because
Isn't
we've been
that
doing
amazing?
workshops on the books because now I'm being told I have to. I
That's
have
probably
to
a really good approach.
Yeah,
you know, do
actually.
the seminars and make the books available there. And
Well, you're going to love the name of the workshop.
what is it?
It's called Author's Magic Wand.
Authors.
Magic Wand.
Wow. That's kind of neat.
So if I could
love
just put a
that.
wand in you,
Yeah.
Just-
Then
over
his
you.
wallet would be here.
And then maybe next time you come on the show, you can hypnotize me or Sandra, and I'll give you a few suggestions for her.
Suggest canoe.
who was
Okay.
procrastinating?
You're in a
Someone was
canoe.
procrastinating today.
Everyone.
Everyone, and it's very easy, very simple to change from that procrastinating, what you call chain and anchors, which we use on our fingers, to get from procrastinated to pump to
So
motivated.
we're gonna have you back and talk about
Yes.
NLP and all that
Yes.
kind of
So
stuff.
many things we
So
can
many
talk
things,
about.
Deanne.
It's a whole new world
All
out
right.
there.
Well, listen, I'm really looking forward to the event tomorrow. It starts at 6
Six.
o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Okay.
6 to 10, actually. It's a
And
long one.
people can go to
We love to
mrsfraudandyou.com.
have, that's right, we love to have fun. And if it's not fun in the middle there, it's not me.
Well, I'm looking forward to this fun.
Awesome.
Okay, Deanne, thanks for doing this again
Thank
today.
Thank you.
And
So
we
good
look
to
forward
see
to
you.
getting you
We'll be
back.
back again many times, so
Okay.
this is not the end of it. You.
Awesome.
We're just beginning.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so that's it for the show. Sandra, first show of the new year.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Do I get a high five?
Yeah, you get a high five too, Deanne.
High five. Awesome.
Okay, all right. So that's it. We're just gonna sign off, and we'll see y'all. Actually, we're gonna be back Thursday for a live show,
Yes,
right?
we are.
So we'll see you
Yes, we are.
Thursday right here on ThatChannel.com. See you then.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Can you just go to a room shot? Yeah, perfect. Awesome.